Munchkin Adversary returning, and before I finish up this video of Dumbsville's fake critique on Goth Nebula, I'm going to talk about something. I'm going to ask frickin' Wikitubia and Encyclopedia Dramatica if they've seen something like this before. If they wanted to, they would have, right? This right here, Wikitubia, Encyclopedia Dramatica, you've seen threats like this before, or rather, people telling others to off themselves. This person named Darkness Soul 71, who told Goth Nebula to go jump off a cliff and die. You see something like this before, Encyclopedia Dramatica? Or were you too focused on Goth Nebula's good looks that you had to try to mock her because you're so jealous? You're like, hey, why can't I get a girl like this? You know what? If I can't have her, no one can. So I'll make this freaking page and try to defame her so much that everybody will agree with me. This sad freaking piece of shit of a Gary Stu or Mary Sue or a collab of Gary Stews and Mary Stews had the nerve to make this page because they wanted everybody to care about how they saw Goth Nebula. Wow. And you wanted Goth Nebula to care. Well, guess what? You hurt her. How do you feel? And then you're hiding. You want to be this, anonymous benefactor, huh? Now, Wikitubia, let's go here because this reminds me of something. And it has to do with Dumbsville as well. You go here. This. You remember this, or were you paying attention? I thought you liked fact check, Wikitubia. I thought you were about citations. No, turns out you weren't. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. But still, you don't like citations. You like to keep this needed. Where's the evidence, huh? Because when it comes to threats, no one deserves it. You didn't talk about Goth Nebula getting threatened, Encyclopedia Dramatica. Wikitubia, you didn't talk about Sonic93 getting death threats. You didn't talk about Dumbsville condoning death threats on her from this guy right here, BagODouche. You see this. I filtered this out, so yeah. You see it. You're smart enough to see what it is, right? Or are you too stupid to acknowledge it? Which one is it? And then Dumbsville profiteering off of my friend Root/Sonic93. Why? Why? You knew, Dumbsville, that they would want to donate you because that's what a cult is. A bad cult. An evil one. One that you put together where you groom kids into thinking that your way is actually reality. Welcome to Dumbsville. Population rising. Amy-chan and Zombified Spartn sitting there giving him power, even though you folks up here, whoever you are, you decided to backstab Amy-chan because you want to make yourselves look good. You knew that my videos had proof against you. So you want to say, oh, we did Munchkin Adversary a solid. And no, I didn't ask you to do me a solid. I told you to take this shit down so that way you could own up and leave her alone and no one else gets hurt because you've been hurting people. No, instead, you choose to slander Sonic93 more by slandering Amy-chan and then by slandering Angel, the former victim of Yoshui 1. The past victim, I mean. She was a minor back then. Yoshui 1 sexually harassed Angel, a minor. It's in the video you got. Let me go to it. Because I've shown it before. I've shown it enough times. Actually, I could have just clicked on it. Let's go. Right here. Number 3. This right here. If you watch it, if you watch the whole thing, you will see that Yoshui 1 was not clean and that he was sexually harassing a minor by the name of Angel. She had another name on DeviantArt. Why don't you have it here, huh? Wikitubia. Whoever is responsible for these lies, why don't you have that here? Why did you make Yoshui 1 look clean, even though, if I remember correctly, Yoshui 1 felt bad about what happened? So you defamed him apologizing or feeling guilty, huh? You defamed him moving forward, huh? By making it seem like he was the sole victim of everything when he never asked for that, huh? And you didn't even defend him for what he went through on DeviantArt, right? You're stupid. You idiots who love to lie up here. You're criminals, and you know you're fucked. Because when the police or the FBI come for you after someone commits suicide thanks to you, you're gonna remember every damn thing. I tried to warn you. Actually, I did warn you multiple times. That's why I made these videos, because I didn't want you to get stuck, even though you do need to own up. Oh no, I didn't forget about you, Encyclopedia Dramatica. It applies to everybody who does this. So, before I even go back into that stuff, I want to thank Sonic93 for showing me this. I don't remember exactly how long ago it was that you showed me Root, but if it wasn't for you, I would not have known who Goth Nebula was. I would not have had the strength to try and help a lot of people as I can. Goth Nebula, I also have to thank you and many people for that same reason. So many people are getting hurt because of Dumbsville, because of people in the Wikitubia who hide behind mods who actually do their jobs. Same for folks on Encyclopedia Dramatica who hide behind mods doing their jobs. These sites are still toxic no matter what. Why do this? Dumbsville. A fan made this to please you because you wanted to get in on the action. Because you love Goth Nebula so much at this point. You're creepy, man. You folks got Goth up here because you want to fap over someone who doesn't even know you. You're fucking creeps. The same with you idiots who are responsible for slandering my friend Root. You are creepy and horny for Sonic93. How do you plead? I am going to read this when I get the chance, at least after the video, because I'm going to talk about this though. Again, I'm going to revisit this. You're going to know something different. You will. You folks who went after Sonic93, and even though Yoshi1 did what he did, he is still a victim of being weaponized and the stuff he went through on his end. Now, let's go. Oh, one more thing. Do I really have to? Okay, there we go. This right here is what Goth Nebula showed me. This by Freedom Fighters 123. If you see them in the last video, he's this one. Well, they're this one person that was trying to roast Goth Nebula, and Dumbsville was critiquing them, even though Dumbsville started doing far worse. But let's get back to the video. Here we go, folks.
And excitement, if you know where I'm getting at. Does my son Amy's stories bore you guys?
Yes.
Does my son Amy's stories bore you?
Yes.
So you decide to mock her, as I pointed out before, I think, in my other video, and you said you were trying to critique her. Correct, Dumbsville? You weren't doing such.
I'm gonna do a night sky filled with stars. You still like the night stars, huh? Night stars, what are you, retarded? Whoa, hey now!
So you called her R-word, and then you call her this.
Nebula, you didn't tell me that you were waifu bait.
You ended up calling her the R-word, and literally called her waifu bait. How do you fucking plead, man? So let's go back.
Night stars, what are you, retarded? Whoa, hey now!
Goth Nebula, you didn't tell me that you were waifu bait.
Yeah, maybe someone who will say I'm his lovely star.
Maybe someone who will say, I'm his lovely star. So you're basically trying to say, oh, you wish you were waifu bait, Goth Nebula. because maybe someone who would call me his lovely star would call me wife. So you're mocking her for being a woman. You're mocking her for being quote unquote waifu bait. You're degrading a woman, huh? That's what you were doing, huh, Dumbsville? How'd it make you feel?
Well, that was terrible. Grammar was poor, the dialogue was poor, the editing was literally just Windows gosh darn Movie Maker. It is genuinely bad. Like, it's really genuinely bad. Let's try something else. Let's try... Ooh, Blood Emeralds. What's this?
So, my thing is, when you go cuckoo for Chaos Emeralds and Master Emeralds and Blood Emeralds, whatever you're doing right now, you get so damn distracted that you don't even remember that you didn't do an actual critique. You just insulted her. You insulted yourself insulting her. You literally pulled away from the actual thesis of whatever you said you got. You didn't get into the context of what she really did wrong. You just said, oh, her grammar is just not that good. It's bad. It's bad. Genuinely bad. It's like, that's not genuinely bad grammar. It's just, a few mistakes and stuff. Well, a lot of us go through. And Dumbsville, your grammar is not always good. I've seen some of your tweets up to date or whenever, when you got banned again. Yeah, you're going through something, man. So you want to talk to me? You want to talk to someone, Dumbsville? Because I'll be happy to talk to you, as long as you don't fucking lie to me like you lied to Root. And like you lied to Goth Nebula, of course. You're a liar. But I'm willing to take that chance to hear you out. And you better change your attitude, or you're hurting more and more people and taking everyone down with you. You are literally a monster. But you can change.
This sounds pretty interesting. I mean, if you can't tell by the Doom footage, I love me some good old blood. Let's watch some Blood Emeralds. Yeah, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
No, stop.
No, don't stop the music. Scourge, the biggest player in high school, always breaking any girl's hearts.
Stop. We are not playing this song. I refuse to. I'll just replace it with something else. Scourge, the biggest player in high school, always breaking any girl's hearts.
I thought we were critiquing Goth Nebula's video. How are we going to critique it when you put your own mix into it? You're using a freaking submod or something, man?
Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player.
Oh, well, that answers my question, even though I ended up watching the rest of this video before I could record it again.
Last year, he asked the pink hedgehog to hang out with him, and she accepts it, but it turned out that this was actually cheating on him with his real bad girlfriend, Fiona the Fox.
Oh, that was perfect timing, Dumbsville, when you did the player part. Yeah, that was pretty neat, I suppose. This, not so
riveting. That was strike one. Last year on Halloween, Scourge asked a Violet Blue a hedgehog and did the same thing again, and she was extremely pissed that she kicked him in his for toying with her heart. Kinky.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
That was strike two.
Mm-hmm.
Last year around the beginning of December, he asked the purple cat to hang out with him, but this feeling was not stupid to fall for his act. She simply ignores him and knows that he already has a girlfriend, but when she said he broke up with her, feeling accepts it and turns out...
You're slurring, man. You're slurring. Let me help you out. 247-24. 247-24. I guess I gotta do this.
Last year,
around the beginning of December, he asked the purple cat to hang out with him, but this feline was not that stupid to fall for his act.
Around the beginning of December, he asked the purple cat to hang out with him, but this feline was not stupid to fall for his act.
She simply ignores him and knows that he already has a girlfriend. But when he said that he broke up with her, the feline accepts it, but turned out that Scourge lied to her that he didn't actually break up with Fiona. What happened next? Dumbsville, you gotta be a little bit lively, you know?
She simply ignores him and knows that he already has a girlfriend, but when she said he broke up with her, feeling excessive, turns out
You may as well change your name to fucking Boardsville. That really got the feline extremely angry. That she destroyed Scourge's new iPhone.
And he destroyed Scourge's new iPod.
You can't read, man. Your circuits are really failing you, aren't they? 247.29.
Destroyed Scourge's new iPhone.
Yep.
And there's Blaze.
Uh-huh.
I want to die. That was strike.
You want to, okay. You're very depressing, man. A lot of times stuff like that is not even fucking funny. I'm really concerned.
3. Now they're ready to kill him. They're gonna get their guns and their beer, and they're gonna find.
You could at least just show us what she actually wrote, instead of hyping us up. If you're so, feeling tortured by what she said, let us see the whole thing, Let us feel your pain, Dumbsville. Stop magnifying it. Stop, whatever.
Find Scourge and they're gonna murder him. John Wick 3 coming to a theater near you. That happened last year.
This is how you do it. That happened last year. And now they have already started a new course in Green Hill High this year. And they made sure that they'll never ever fall for any men that has no heart or love like Scourge the Hedgehog.
And now they already have started a new course in Green Hill High this year, and they'll make sure. They're hate.
Frickin' what? Frickin' what? You suck at reading whenever you feel like it, man. You're selectively that messed up. Their hatred grew stronger for Scourge, and they don't ever want to deal with him whenever he has the same class with them.
Hatred grew stronger for Scourge, and they don't ever want to deal with him when. Man, he never gives up!
Man, he never gives up.
The pink hedgehog said to her friends.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's annoying, Amy.
Yeah, he's annoying, Amy. Your Rick Sanchez voice doesn't always work, man.
The violet blue hedgehog said to Amy. Good thing we kicked his booty for what he really is.
Oh, good thing we kicked his booty for what he truly is.
Yeah, you and Nebula are my only friends.
Oh my god, Dumbsville, you sound like you're falling.
Attention everyone! Tomorrow the boy band board members are coming to our school, so be ready for loud rock music.
That is your best voice acting yet in this whole damn video, man. Literally.
Principal Pickle out.
The 3 girls were excited to hear these news.
The 3 girls were excited to hear these news. They have posters of the rock band in their lockers.
They have posters of the rock band in their lockers. Girls, did you hear that?
Girls, did you hear that? Wow. You sound like you are really about the not safe for work description, Dumbsville, and it's disgusting.
They're coming here. Our favorite band. Okay, calm down, girls. We don't want to get into a fangirl frenzy on the boys tomorrow. Agreed. Oh, this is painful. Okay.
If it's painful, why are you fucking reading it?
Let's stop. Let's just...
No. Don't stop the music. Come on. Don't stop now. The fun's just starting. They go to have math class together. They ignored Scourge, who was glancing at them. Oh, poor Scourge. But we won't get to see it because Master Dumbsville doesn't want us to see the rest of the story.
Stop here. Just stop. Oh my goodness. This is actually painful.
It's so painful, huh? It's painful watching your bullshit and listening to you and your lies and your slander and your abuse and stuff towards Dumbsville and Sonic93 and everybody else you've done this to. And I'm still living, aren't I? Yeah. Step it up, man.
This is actually really bad. You look at Sonic the Hedgehog, and you don't see a couple of teenagers talking in a classroom setting. Here's what you see in a Sonic game. How?
That's a Sonic game! You may as well be complaining about what Archie Comics has because it's not the game series. It's a different universe. It's like Pokemon. A lot of people have mistakenly called Ash Red, even though Ash is literally, well, Satoshi. Satoshi says Ash Ketchum. They're literally versions of red with different names. And it's the same name depending on the continuity. They're counterparts. Sonic has counterpart variants. Red has counterpart variants. But your point is, oh, it's supposed to be like the games. You may as well complain about the Pokemon anime not being like the games. Brock is different. Misty's different. The Kanto trainer, Ash, is different from his red self. Gary is different from his blue portrayal. Why aren't you complaining about them? Did you complain about them? I bet you didn't.
How do you go from this to this?
It's a fan fiction. You may as well complain about people who pair up red with freaking leaf or green depending on the continuity. Seriously. Counterpart continuity.
How? How do you do it? Honestly, how do you do it? How do you do it? How is it that Sonic fanfiction writers make Sonic the Hedgehog, a blue hedgehog that runs fast and fights robots, completely mundane?
Because if you look at it this way, even Spider-Man is different depending on the continuity. Like with Pokemon, and Spider-Man, or Marvel's probably done it first, multiverses, man. If you got someone writing a fanfic of Spider-Man, imagine them making Peter Parker a lawyer in one universe. Peter Parker is not supposed to be a lawyer. I go, oh, they messed up Peter Parker because he was never a lawyer in the comics. You see what I did there? It doesn't matter as long as they're trying to be respectful to the characters. So what is your point?
How? How is it possible?
It's a different interpretation.
Honestly, I seriously have no idea how this is possible. Like, Sonic 06 was more entertaining than this. The Scarlet Letter is a more entertaining piece of literature than this. And trust me, I, a high school student, should know enough about the Scarlet Letter. Oh,
You're not even criticizing Goth Nebula's writing style or anything, really. You're just insulting her and bitching about how it's not the way you want it. That's exactly what you're doing. Literally. If you're someone who bitched about people calling Ash red when they're actually variants of one another, you'll see what I'm talking about. Yes, they are different. There are different interpretations. The same with the Sonic characters she used.
okay, well, we know she writes like a 12-year-old. Let's get into the more nitty-gritty details.
I thought she was waifu material. Says you. You are a creep, man. You call her anything.
Let's start off with what you've all been waiting for, the demonizing of
Demonizing a Sonic what? The demonizing of Sonic Amy? Is that what you're saying? What? I don't get it. What were you saying? Let's go back. 250-24.
I, a high school student, should know enough about the Scarlet Letter. Okay, well, we know she writes like a 12-year-old. Let's get into the more nitty-gritty details. Let's start off with what you've all been waiting for, the demonizing of
Sally? Sonic? Who? Okay, what are you doing now? I've seen this part already. Oh boy. MGS moment. Not even a real Metal Gear fan, are you, Dumbsville?
Raiden, are you receiving? We're still here.
How's that possible? The AI was destroyed.
Only GW.
Who are you?
To begin with, we're not what you'd call human. Raiden, you seem to think that our plan is one of censorship.
Are you telling me it's not?
You're being silly. What we propose to do is not to control content, but to create context.
You basically you folks are basically describing Dumbsville. We're not even allowed to see context without people creating false context and then controlling it that way. Hey, Dumbsville, la 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 la. I don't think I said it right, but hey, I know something about Metal Gear.
Create context.
The digital society furthers human flaws and selectively rewards development of convenient half-truths.
Everyone withdraws into their own small gated community, afraid of a larger forum. They stay inside their little ponds,
And what the fuck does this have to do with Goth Nebula?
leaking whatever truth suits them into the growing cesspool of society at large.
The different cardinal truths neither clash nor mesh. No one is invalidated, but nobody is right.
Not even natural selection can take place here. The world is being engulfed in truth.
And this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper.
Oh my god, really? So, Dumbsville is doing the honors of, like, stepping us up for some type of presentation. Something that is big, challenging, worth it. Because poor old Dumbsville is suffering from actually trying to critique Goth Nebula, and he's running out of ideas to cover his own bullshit because he never had the critique power for it. So he ends up distracting us more. Makes me think of the first Pokemon movie. I don't know why, with Mewtwo Strikes Back. Just a little bit. I know this is Metal Gear, but still. Yeah, Dumbsville, keep wasting time. Show us all of this. The whole bee thing. You literally keep going back to this, dude. Why? You have a bee. I already said it. You have a bee pollination fetish, man. You are fucking gross. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and point it out. Because you love to do this in your video. I might just revisit it head on. But the main character, I forgot his name, that, Jerry Seinfeld voiced. Yeah, you have it so that literally he looks like he's having an orgasm. When you're critiquing, you're not even critiquing her. When you're talking about Goth Nebula, it's fucking gross. You are literally disrespectful to women in this video. Going back.
This dick just like you should. Right now, lick it good. Suck this dick just like you should. My neck, my back, lick my dick and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my dick and my crack.
You have shit like this in your video, and it's fucking gross, and you know it. Fanfiction writing action. Metal Goth Solid 2. Sues of Liberty. You put her name in the freaking title. Dumbsville, quick question. Have you ever played the original Metal Gear games? Have you ever heard of them? Did you know that he retconned it? You know, with a certain venomous snake being the medic, being the actual first big boss. You know, the first one you fight. And then the second game, that was the real big boss. You know what would have been funny? If you were literally Big Boss this whole time, and I was a clone snake of you, and then I was supposed to do everything that, followed your book of law, and I found out, oh my god, I'm not actually helping Goth Nebula. I'm helping Goth Nebula, Dumbsville, and the entire world, to escape Fox Alive, or Fox Die, or Foxhound, or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing, because this is all Dumbsville's plot. For me to actually succeed for him and become the next vessel of Dumbs. No. It's a dumb theory. It's just that you're all over the place, man.
My neck, my back, lick my dick and my crack. My neck.
No.
My back, lick my dick and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my dick and my crack. Lick.
You are gross, man.
My dick and my crack.
God versus man.
You're fucking avatar face is an uglier version of Dr. Robotnik's classic sprite. Really. That freaking fake, awkward, smug grin. You look like you are in a trance just to ruin someone's life.
Dave versus EA. Worst
Hey Lex.
rapper to ever spit.
Wait a minute. Warning. This video is made for the purpose of critique, and to an extent said, didn't I see this before in the other video? Well, the same video, but in an earlier part of this video. This video is not meant to bully, hurt, or defame anyone. Yeah, because it's supposed to be, to an extent, satirical, and it's supposed to be critique, right? Please do not go out of your way to witch-let anyone in the video, unless you want to be a horrible human. You mean like yourself, Dumbsville? You let a lot of people go after her.
On an open mic. Worst rapper to ever get on so many blocks.
Dumbsville population rising to this day.
Well, it's that time again. That time when Papa Dumbsville makes a brand new video that gets completely dislike bombed by a bunch of white knights.
You mean you're literally deemed a Papa Dumbsville? I didn't know you were a freaking role model. Jeez, what are you teaching people these days? To be like you?
You know, every morning I wake up, I always just say to myself, man, I sure do hope a bunch of white knights dislike my video.
Gee, I sure wonder what old Dumbsville is up to. Oh boy, I can't wait to bomb some dodongos. I'm so hungry, I can eat an octorok. Right, Dumbs?
Isn't that just fun? Hi, I'm CIA.
Dr. Pavel, I'm CIA.
And today is the second episode on Goth Nebula. Now, I promised that I would be more nice in this video.
You promised. I'm gonna remember that.
I would be less sarcastic, less suicide jokes, which weren't funny in the first place, which I know, surprise, surprise.
Less suicide jokes. Why even make any?
I'm not funny. Now, before I become nice guy Dumbsville, let me just brag about this one sec. Please, Goth Nebula, just give me 1 second. Just one little moment to just brag about.
1 second. 1 second. And you'll have the world.
One thing. I told you so!
Brag about one thing, right? And you told her so. Let's dial it back. 254:13, right? So let's go over here. What did you tell her?
I'm not funny. Now, before I become nice guy Dumbsville, let me just brag about this one sec. Please, Goth Nebula, just give me 1 second. Just one little moment to just brag about one thing. I told you so! In my first video, I said this. Instead of Goth Nebula, say, trying to improve herself, instead, she takes all her criticism and puts them out on the internet and just goes, oh, these guys are criticizing me. Can you guys please cyberbully them?
And so you told her so. Where's the evidence, Dumbs? You told her what? That she did that? If she did, where's the evidence? She cyberbully people, or she sent people to cyberbully folks? Neither is true. She's not a cyberbully. Where's the evidence? You slandered her. It's like the Wikitubia and the Encyclopedia all over again. You're all fucking scared, so you're willing to take everyone down with you. But you can't just go, Mom, Dad, I was on the Wikitubia and Encyclopedia Dramatica, and I played hero, and I want you to know I saved the world. I saved the world from Goth Nebula and Sonic93, and people don't have to recognize that I did it because it's called integrity. No, you're fucking liars, and you don't want people to know that you did it. So you hide behind fake names or whatever on the Wikitubia and Encyclopedia Dramatica and the Dumbsville moniker and whatever you come up with because you know you fuck with people's lives.
This time was barely any different. If anything, it proves me right, actually. Goth Nebula posted her magnum opus journal, My Good Mood Just Got Ruined.
My good mood just got ruined. My good mood just got ruined when I found this on YouTube. This is uploaded 2 days. I don't want to know, but this is probably from someone ranting about me. I'm not asking for sympathy, but I need someone to reason with this person without causing an argument. Read this again. I'm not asking for sympathy. Okay, I read that again. she's not asking for sympathy. You will see Dumbsville saying not likewise, saying the opposite later in this video. And now I'm just not in a good mood today when I saw this. How did this prove you right? You don't even care how she felt, man. You were ruining her. You were not criticizing her.
Ruined, which is literally like a paragraph long. It's really short. My good mood just got ruined when I found this on YouTube. This was uploaded 2 days ago. I don't want to know, but this is probably from someone ranting about me. I'm not asking for sympathy, but I need someone to reason with this person without causing an argument.
You just read that. You read that she's not asking for sympathy. Now let's think about what you end up saying.
And now I'm just not in a good mood today when I saw this. And then she posted a link to my video, which would have totally helped your fans to not start an argument with me, right? But uh-oh, actually, it did. Now, of course, those numbers are outdated, but still. Goth Nebula, I really hate how angry I seem to be right now. I really do. And I'm really sorry for any damage that I potentially caused.
You're not sorry, because you let people use your videos to attack her and anyone. You enjoyed it. You weren't even really angry. You were literally having an orgasmic moment. You enjoyed every single bit of it.
But was it really a wise decision to post a journal to your fans about me? Was it smart to post a link to my video so your fans could go to it and comment on it? What made you think that posting a link to my video in your public journal would result in a drama-free conclusion?
Well, let's think about it. She was very much hurt by people harassing her. People were actually concerned. Literally, people were concerned. Contrary to you folks who went after her. What was she supposed to do? Did you ever think that she was afraid? Did you ever think that she was uncomfortable talking to you? Because it's like, oh, remember Melody Sugarplum? Dumbsville? Remember how she supposedly felt when it came to Sonic93? There is much more bigger stuff when it comes to that situation, especially when Melody actually attacked people and she tried to harass Sonic93. So, you want to talk about that? Oh, so you don't want to think about Melody Sugarplum. You don't want to think about anybody else you tried to defend. Because Goth Nebula is basically those people in your defense. Technically, she's not because they fucked up. But you also weaponized their names against Sonic93 and her.
Not only that, but you didn't respond to any of my points given. You didn't try to improve. You didn't acknowledge that you tried to improve.
Oh, shit. She didn't try to improve for you? Oh, I didn't realize that she was your royal servant and your princess, Dumbsville.
There was nothing. It was like Seinfeld.
What is Holland?
Seinfeld, the show where people make anything out of nothing. And it can work. It actually does work. Compared to you, Dumbsville.
What Goth Nebula should have done was respond in a mature way. One better way she could have responded was by making a public journal, one that doesn't include a link to my video and doesn't come off as sympathy begging.
She didn't beg for sympathy. You read, literally, that she's not asking for sympathy. You didn't say anything about that because you read it and you didn't think to say that because your mind just farted and said, I'm going to just lie and say she was begging for sympathy when I clearly just read she's not begging for sympathy. But you don't even comment on the fact that you read that. Also, she should. Aren't you one of those same motherfuckers who picked a fight or try to pick a fight with people by saying, oh, you're not allowed to say that person should? They weren't even doing that. When it comes to Sonic93, she wasn't going out saying, you should. She wasn't doing it. She was just suggesting and saying, hey, you should do this. And no, you took it out of context. But when you do it, I have the right to say, you should. Not Sonic93, not anybody. You should. Because Dumbsville said so. Who the fuck are you? It's mature for her to respond the way you want her to respond. She's not your bitch. She's her own human being.
And she should have said, thank you for the feedback, and I will try my best to improve.
She didn't want your feedback. Why would she say thank you if she's uncomfortable with you?
But she didn't, and look where we are now.
She should have surrendered to Dumbsville. Dumbsville, I dare you to make a video and say she should have literally relinquished her life to you. Because that's exactly what you're saying in this fucking video.
But now I'm going to go into the real specifics on why GothNebula's fanfictions need improvement and what areas they really can improve on. This is the part of the video where I put away my sarcasm and cynicism and actually start telling GothNebula where she can improve.
You broke your promise. You could have done it right then by actually critiquing her, whatever stupid stuff you got to say. Actually, no. Your stupidity shouldn't have even been in this video.
So, let's begin. Now, firstly is story. This is something I mentioned very briefly in the previous video. GothNebula seems to not really be aware of the 3-act structure. This right here is your bread and butter of writing. Every single good and great movie, book, video game, what have you, has used this 3-act structure.
That's not entirely true. There's some movies and stuff, they don't even follow this whole basic structure. Sometimes they follow their own formula, and sometimes it works. It really depends on the audience. It depends on what they have, the strength of the movie, the strength of the show, the writing, the bonding with the characters and stuff, the chemistry. It really depends on the atmosphere. It's not so much of the basic archetype. People can use a basic archetype to make something nearly entirely different, and it can still work. You are looking at things in a very one-dimensional way, man. It's stupid.
Act 1 is where a majority of your introduction will go. That's where you introduce the characters, the setting, what these characters are like, give a basic rundown of what's going on. The first act shouldn't be all exposition. It should give the audience a reason to continue. It should be able to draw them in instantly. Now, if you're writing something original and the story has a very slow-paced setting, maybe a historical fiction setting or a real-world setting, a slower introduction is much more expected from these type of genres.
Hey, Dumbsville, you ever think that she was just trying to express herself as literally anybody, as a person? She wasn't trying to get into all the big stuff, you know? Just writing something. What's wrong with that, huh? So she's supposed to write something you like. You know, like you're telling a lady to make your favorite breakfast, and you want GothNebula to make your favorite breakfast because you demand it. The way you want. You want bacon, egg, and cheese with jalapenos in it. So I don't even know if you like that or not. It doesn't even fucking matter. But you want GothNebula to make you the perfect sandwich. So you enjoy it. You enjoy it. No one else. She can't make it in her own style. She can't show her own love for what she's making. You want her to cater to you. You're pathetic.
However, you're writing Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'll go more into the rules of adaptation a little later, but primarily, what I want to get down is that Sonic the Hedgehog is an action series, and you want to have the introduction be very interesting and true to the series.
It doesn't fucking matter to that degree. You may as well complain about Pokemon Adventures not being identical to the games. You may as well complain about the anime not being identical to the games. You may as well bitch about how people keep calling Ash red and stuff, even though technically it's relevant to an extent because they're counterpart variants despite their different name designations and own differences. It's like Spider-Man. There's different Peter Parker variants. They're the same person, but they're still different nonetheless. They're not the only variants. Pokemon has multiple characters that have different variants throughout different media, including Brock and Misty, right? Yeah, Misty, despite most of them having the same names. But the thing is, you're critiquing GothNebula over what now? Nothing. You're just saying you want her story to be the way you want it. It doesn't have to be that way. You may as well complain about Marvel and DC being completely inconsistent because the characters have differences throughout media. Look at My Adventures with Superman. That's not a carbon copy. You may as well bitch about that.
Act 2 is where the rising action and the raising of stakes would be. This will be the majority of your story. In some cases, it might span to 3 installments. This is also where a majority of your story is going to be, in the second act. In the Lord of the Rings case, the beginning of the second act would begin when Frodo gets the ring and travels to Bree, and the second act ends when Frodo and Sam are at Mount Doom. The third act is your resolution. Now, at the very top of our slope here is Crisis, and that is your grand finale, your big, bombastic event that shakes everything. The stakes are the highest here.
You ever talk about what kind of story Mirror's Edge has? I don't even remember, but you're playing it a lot in this video.
And your falling action would be when everything goes back to normal. This is where urgency should be at its highest, where the stakes are so high that you wonder if the main characters will even make it at all. This is your big Luke versus Vader moment, your final car chase in Mad Max Fury Road.
I don't know if she's into Mad Max or Star Wars, man. I'm a Star Wars fan. I've heard of Mad Max, but whatever type of bullshit you're pulling right here, it doesn't apply to everything.
This is where everything culminates together and then ends. You want your ending to be intense and then satisfying.
That's not what she wants. She just wants to express herself. Did you even ask her what else she wanted? No, you didn't.
The best endings are the ones you want, but not the way you expected. There are multiple ways to do this. Maybe a character turns evil, maybe a character turns good.
Maybe she doesn't want that.
Maybe a character dies. There is a multitude of ways to do this. And your 3-act structure seems to be kind of messy, where you have little mini acts in between other acts, and not a whole lot goes on inside your act.
You know what's funny? You acknowledge or you claim she has acts. I thought you were saying that her story was just messy, and you just got finished saying that. You were saying her writing was horrible. How were you able to miraculously determine that she had acts when you were basically saying it's not worth the read and you know, it's genuinely, how do you put it? She has genuinely bad writing? You didn't even finish, man. You chose not to finish. You rage quit, and you somehow got this ultra instinct to see the far, far future where Goth Nebula writes this type of story and that story, and you're like, no, Goth Nebula, I can't let you do that. Oh my god.
Every scene should be vital in one way or another. It can be something small from character development, or a character reveals something about themselves, to something big like, I don't know, a big car chase scene, whatever. But pointless scenes that do nothing for the story will not take it anywhere.
I mean, was she trying to go anywhere other than express herself and experiment with the story that she was writing and basically, you know, use it for her therapeutic escape from stress? I mean, did you ask her? You're making all this big deal out of someone you don't even know. You don't even know her situation. You don't care to know her situation. But when you literally mess up her life, you don't care to look at what you did. You make a mess like a typical clout pigeon. You take a little shat and you fly away and you point at her and say, she did it, letting the whole atmosphere just stink up. And everybody looks at her instead of you because you're not much of a piece of shit.
It will take it nowhere. Your story should not be a confusing pathway.
It'll take it nowhere. Because Dumbsville says so, right? Your name is Dumbsville. I know your real name. I don't like saying it because I'm not using your name to weaponize you or to weaponize it against you like you did to Root. I have that much respect for you, man. I'm not tempted to do it, but at the same time, you don't fucking know Goth Nebula, and you never truly knew Root.
It should be a straight line with some branches.
It ain't what you want to make it.
And obviously those branches need to be very interesting and very vital to the straight line.
And obviously, a lot of you love to overuse the word obviously. Enough is enough.
And if you think the basic structure that films have used for years isn't complex enough, well...
I got the bluebird, getting like it got wetted.
Next up is what I think is the most important thing to your story, and that's characters. I think that you can have the most cohesive story, everything can be in line, no plot holes, everything is perfect, and yet, if you have lackluster characters, I think your story can fall apart very quickly. Likewise, I think a mediocre story with fantastic characters is still a fantastic story. Characters can really strengthen your story and really have an impact on the audience.
I'm going to say this right now. Anybody who thinks I'm being petty, look at what is going on here in this video. I'm not being petty. I'm literally calling out his lies and his projecting. He's projecting. You can see for yourself. If you don't see it, I won't blame you if you honestly don't see it. But don't sit there and making a video to attack me or Goth Nebula and to actually ignore what I'm saying, because then you're going to victim shame Goth Nebula and Sonic93 by actually ignoring the fact that this guy, this obsessive maniac, literally tried to ruin someone, and he did. My issue is that he is gaslighting. He is stalling. There is literally no real issue with how Goth Nebula wrote her story. It's like, okay, if she made a mistake, she made a mistake. But you made it seem like, oh, she's broken a whole bunch of laws. Get to your real point.
Sadly, this is also where I think Goth Nebula really needs improving. Once again, I'll get into the specific of the official Sonic characters a little later, but as I stand right now as characters as Nebula writes them, they are not good characters. It's not that they're too unlikable, that's not the problem at all actually, it's the opposite.
There are some people that like her stuff, and there's some people that may think, you know, I think she could work a little better on it, and they don't do what you do. They don't say what you do. I've seen people give her real constructive criticism without trying to ruin her, without insulting her. You insulted her. You laughed at her. You made sexist jokes. You were being racist. Dumbsville. Now, here's the thing. You could have done all this shit, or at least tried to reason with her, if you want to call it that. But instead, you chose to beat up on her. So, why would Goth Nebula or anybody want to listen to you after you got your jollies out that? How? After you got your jollies out that, how would you think anybody wants to fucking listen to you in regards to how you treated them?
They're too good, they're bland, they're forgettable. The only characters that do bad things are the characters that are actually bad, or the bad guys. The main characters don't actually make any mistakes. And this is especially true for Nebbies herself. Goth Nebula does so many good things, you know. She loves the animals, she hates people getting bullied. She's a flawless character.
The thing about it is that you didn't even show the whole thing. Now, I could get it if Goth Nebula's character was super strong. Every time there was a fight, she won the fight. You know, like Street Fighter 1, just beat up everyone. Like, oh, I'm gonna pick a fight. Oh, all right. And then it's like, she was unbeatable. She beat Sagat, she beat Ryu and Ken. She moved on to Street Fighter 2, basically dominated the entire Street Fighter franchise, plus Final Fight, plus Rival Schools. And then it's like, well, strength, but don't forget there are many guys like you all over the world, Dumbsville. Okay? So, where is that? Where is that unbeatable Goth Nebula that you're talking about, supposedly? You didn't let us see everything, remember?
Even though her flawlessness is her biggest flaw as a character.
Her flawlessness.
She's too good, and therefore she lacks substance.
Where are the examples? Where are the examples, man? Make examples.
The best characters
I mean, don't make examples. Show the examples. Sorry about that. 31-301-07. God dang it. Here we go. It's like trying to thread a needle or whatever.
The bad guys. The main characters don't actually make any mistakes. And this is especially true for Nebbies herself. Goth Nebula does so many good things, you know. She loves the animals, she hates people getting bullied. She's a flawless character, even though her flawlessness is her biggest flaw as a character. She's too good, and therefore she lacks substance. The best characters are the ones that are the most flawed usually. They're characters that learn things through their flaws. They learn how to improve as human beings. And that's what essentially makes the best stories ever made. It's characters that learn something. This goes all the way back to Aesop's fables.
What you say is true. Not completely true, because certain things work in different ways. The problem with you, Dumbsville, is that just because something is true in one way, you think it has to be true with everything. You take what you say about characters in general, you're like, okay, characters have to actually evolve and stuff over time. You got to be able to relate to them and stuff. Okay, it may be true there, but you can't just say, all right, Goth Nebula, you're doing something wrong because I'm talking sense. No, you can't. Because her continuity is different. Her universe is different. You are just inviting yourself to police how someone writes, all because you're right in one continuity, when it's a time paradox in another continuity.
And if you want proof that flawed characters work today, well,
I got the blue bird.
Oh my fucking god, I forgot this is here.
It got wetted. I
A fucking stomach ache, but I'm gonna actually make it through this.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
For my last point, I want to talk about the official Sonic characters and how Goth Nebula writes them.
Why can't you just fucking talk to her? I mean, you talked to her before, right? Why do all of this?
Just finished talking about how Goth Nebula's characters are boring and bland and don't have much personality to them. Now I will talk about how Goth Nebula can't write Sonic characters in character. Firstly, Sonic...
I thought you were critiquing her, not shaming her all. Actually, no, that's not right. I knew you were shaming her. It's just that you keep going back and forth.
Himself. I mentioned in my Little Knuckles video that Sonic's main flaw as a character to the general audience is that he is a very loud, arrogant, and kind of an annoying character. However, he does want to help people, and he wants to keep them safe, especially his friends.
It depends. I don't even know if Sonic Prime was released at this point, but when I saw stuff like Sonic Prime, when I saw Sonic Boom, you would notice that Sonic's personality is different somehow between media, between universes especially. It's different in the Sonic movie. It's not completely different, I guess, but it's different enough to distinguish between Sonic's various depictions. Again, it's like Pokemon with Ash and Red and every other trainer that has a different variant throughout the media.
So, instead of Goth Nebula expanding upon this like she should be doing, she instead writes Sonic as the kind, beautiful, handsome, perfect boyfriend character to Amy Rose.
I mean, why can't we see it for ourselves in your video?
Because Sonic fanfictions are very popular. And that's boring.
This is boring. Delete.
I don't want to watch some boring hedgehog fall in love. I want to see Sonic the Hedgehog rolling around the speed of sound. Stop.
You know, it's funny. I think that was Michael Cera you showed. And, you know, the thing is, I'll say this. I didn't exactly like Scott Pilgrim at the same time I did. I had mixed feelings about Scott Pilgrim. I like the new Scott Pilgrim. But I just thought, like, hey, you have a guy who's in love with Ramona Flowers. And I didn't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy who just goes and sees, oh, Ramona Flowers, I have to be with her. I have to fight all the exes and be with Ramona because she's hot. To me, and I could be wrong, but Ramona Flowers seemed like a Mary Sue's person. Not character, I guess, but person. You may ask me, how is Ramona Flowers like a Mary Sue's person? Well, it's like you get that vibe that she's perfect, but she's probably not perfect. I don't know. But I'm not saying she's legit a Mary Sue. I just didn't really like Ramona Flowers, I guess, because she kept seeing, she shows up and Scott is fighting for her. And then all of a sudden it's like, what about Knives? What about Kim? You know, you dated those girls, right? But that's the thing. Scott made mistakes. I think Ramona made mistakes, at least in the new one. And I actually like the new Ramona a lot. But I could be wrong about Ramona. I could be wrong about Scott. But my thing is, you don't see me making post after post elsewhere saying, oh, these characters suck, and I gotta talk about how the writers wrote them, and I'm gonna tell them how to write. You don't see that. So why do this, Dumbsville?
Stopping Dr. Eggman and his evil robots. Basically, I want to see this.
What? You did not. What the fuck, man? You're talking about, oh god.
Fall in love? I want to see Sonic the Hedgehog rolling around the speed of sound, stopping Dr. Eggman.
You don't want to see people fall in love. You want to see action. You want to see Sonic fight. Excuse me. You want to see Sonic fight Dr. Evil Robotnik, aka Eggman. You're talking about what you want to see. Goth Nebula is not your fucking slave. Neither is Sonic93.
And his evil robots. Basically, I want to see this. Now that scene was awesome. There were high stakes, Sonic was dodging missiles and destroying robots. It's awesome, and it puts you on the edge of your seat. You know?
My thing is, yes, it was awesome, but that's not Goth Nebula. That's not her. That isn't what she was aiming for. She's not a carbon copy. She's her own person, and so are you, right, Dumbsville? So if you do something, you don't have to be like AVGN or James Rolfe, who the guy behind that character. You don't have to be like any other YouTuber, right? So why are you trying to make people into carbon copies? You got some cutting edge technology bullshit that you keep throwing into people's faces, and then you demand it because you wish it, because you are supposedly the Lego Jesus.
Now that scene was awesome. There were high stakes, Sonic was dodging missiles and destroying robots. It's awesome, and it puts you on the edge of your seat. You know what I don't want to watch? This.
You already talked about this stuff. Why do you keep going back to the bee stuff? It takes me back to the sexist bullshit you did, and yes, it is fucking sexist, because you had to do the whole bees joke with the pollination and stuff, which is not even a joke, it's just you being disgusting. It's a fixation of yours. A correction fixation. You like this. You disgusting... Yeah. The pink hedgehog took a deep breath and puts her hands out to manipulate flowers.
Amy Rose is not obsessive. I don't need to say anything other than that. I mean, you take away the one defining character feature of Amy Rose, and you get literally nothing. But
oh my god. You may as well tell me how to write, Dumbsville.
In this case, I forgive Goth Nebula. I mean, she's not the only one to screw it up.
Dumbsville, if you're Larry David, I may as well be Funkhauser. Rest in peace, man. I'm not talking about the cousin, I'm talking about the Funkhauser. Because yeah, I fucking watched this show. So what's up, dude? Also, you forgive Goth Nebula? Did she ask you to forgive her? I'm sorry, was she bowing to you? Who the fuck are you, man?
And speaking of screwing things up, how about Sally Acorn? Oh, and funny thing, this is really bad timing because, yes, I'm aware, the Archie comics were canceled. So the character that a lot of people were excited for me to talk about is as good as dead now. Well, this is pointless. Why am I even wasting my time? I'll rant anyways. So Goth Nebula a lot of the times writes Sally Acorn as the mean girlfriend villain character. And it's hilariously out of character.
Okay, why don't you show us?
We're talking Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor bad.
I don't even like that version of Lex Luthor myself, even though I have no beef with Jesse Eisenberg. It's an actor, but hey, you know, Batman v Superman, dude, you doing all this, I'd rather listen to Bruce and Clark yell Martha, then you yell Goth Nebula, Goth Nebula. Oh my god.
Yeah, that level. There is literally a fanfiction where Sally Acorn kidnaps Sonic and brainwashes him. And it's pretty funny. Unintentionally, of course, but still it's pretty funny. Basically, to keep things short, Goth Nebula, stop writing Sally like she's the villain. That is not her character. Write her like the character she always was. This kind, militaristic character. Yes, I know it's really hard, really hard, because all those anime fanfics with Sally as the villain get you a lot of likes and views. But it's also kind of dumb. Think about it. You're demonizing a character in order to write a villain for a fanfiction that is couple-based.
I mean, you didn't show it.
Not gonna lie, I said I would be nice, but that's pretty pathetic.
Oh, I said it would be nice. I promised to be nice. I promised I wouldn't roast her, but I broke my promise already before I even started, and that's pretty pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic that you broke your promise so many times because it wasn't even a real promise to begin with. So also, Dumbsville, I got something for you. Right when you finish this, I'll say it.
Not for honor, but for you.
In conclusion, Goth Nebula has a lot of improvements to make, making the stories more action-oriented like the Sonic games are, giving...
You made a conclusion. In conclusion, Goth Nebula didn't write it the way I wanted, so I'm going to teach her how to be a carbon copy, because even though she never asked to be my herald, she's my herald anyway, because I'm Galactus. All hell, Dumbs Lactus.
Giving the characters better chemistry and better personalities. Not demonizing Sally Acorn, even though she's pretty much dead at this point. I feel like, yeah, she does have a lot of areas she could improve on.
Why are you telling us? Why couldn't you just stop by and say, hey, Goth, I'm concerned about you. I don't want to make this public. I'm not going to make this public. But I see people harassing you, and they need to fucking stop. But hey, let's work on your writing skills and stuff. Why can't you just do that? There are some people who literally gave her actual critique and called out people who were harassing her. You didn't really do that, Dumbsville. You enabled it, and you caused it, and you did it yourself.
And to be honest, she is not a good writer, exactly. In fact, she might even be considered a bad amateur writer.
And you're a good writer, Dumbsville? I don't see your work here. Maybe it's somewhere. Maybe you can prove me wrong, but guess what? You're not a good reader. You are not good with constructive listening. Yeah, you're bad at listening and you're bad at reading. You are terrible when it comes to presenting evidence. Actually, you don't want to show any evidence. You're a liar. So let's not go there.
But I feel like with a lot of hard work, a lot of book reading, and a lot of patience, I feel like she could be a decent author someday. Of course.
You feel that way? You don't feel that way. You're just saying that so your fans will love you more.
That's for every writer, but come on, I don't want to ruin the mood right now. But thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, push that like button down below. Be sure to subscribe for more content, and be sure to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord, even though my Discord is absolutely terrible.
Even though you've been banned and all sorts of things, and people called you out, and recently you got banned again, man. So, I'm going to say this about you, Dumbsville. Why don't you, if you even see this video, why don't you teach me how to be a Jedi Master? Why don't you take me as your Padawan and teach me how to write? Perfect me. Because, hey, I'm open. I'm open for it since you want to pick on people whenever you get the chance. Or are you a changed man? Huh? You fools out there on the Wikitubia and Encyclopedia Dramatica, you did not do a damn thing to help the world, did you? Oh, you saved some lives. Okay, that's different. You can weaponize people like that, which is really bad. Oh, I did good things and invites me to do bad things. Yeah, that's what you folks did. You like to take advantage of people you help. by hurting other people. How do you feel? Oh, Goth Nebula, I forgive you for what? She never owed you an apology. Dumbsville? So, how do you feel? How do you fucking feel that you literally abandon people that you claim to defend when a lot of these people were victims either because you weaponized them when you straight up attacked them? How do you feel? And you have in this picture, Dumbsville, you look like a half-assed pimp right here. Werehog arms, incomplete. You look like you stole those arms or hands from Sonic when he was turning into a werewolf. He's like, oh, yoink! Oh my fucking god. So, here's what I got right here. Sonic93 is the main reason I had help to find this image, instead of me arguing and wasting time like her own false accusers and Goth Nebula's false accusers. Don't be the above parody group. If you're serious about helping people, don't play judge, jury, and execution like Dumbsville. Sometimes victims multiply due to folks stalling and ignoring cries for help. Now, I want to point out something too. In case you notice Dumbsville or anyone, and you want to be stupid enough to try to call me out over little mistakes or something, I changed up the spelling of hypocrisy to match the correction. To match the correct spelling, that is. Hypocrisy. I noticed the error, and I fixed it. So, are you proud, Dumbsville? That aside, imagine me being far worse than Dumbsville. I'm a beta male version of Kin Masters. Some friend is like, Ryu, you got an April May right here, and you got someone that's like Lele. Dude, just let it go, man. No. She said I look like Owen Wilson, bro. What the fuck? I can't let that go. You won't let that go, which is wise. I won't let that go, which is wise. I won't let you wins. Yeah, keep fighting. I got a totally boring show to watch that I totally don't want to watch. Oh my god. Now, Dumbsville, I got this for you. You're basically Mephiles, the worst version of him. Your inner Mephiles will drive you to do all sorts of things, even for as long as you want to believe the sincerity of your own precious bullshit pet peeves. If you simply don't like someone, don't play hero. The Iblis trigger isn't real in our world. Dumbsville begs to differ, so walk away. Don't add narratives like a whiny jerk begging someone for extra quarters to use for a cheap-ass arcade machine. If someone seriously hurt you, use appropriate action. And no, not the kind you may personally want to selectively consider appropriate. The moral, common sense type genius, Dumbsville, and if you can't be reasonable at all, you are truly worse than the fictional future 14-year-old hedgehog you called stupid for being manipulated by a bootlegged rock candy dirt nugget monster who would have fooled you 10 times as much. Congratulations, it's no use. Now, before I even read this stuff right here, I'm going to go to the threat and stuff again. Because, honestly, Dumbsville, you committed a hate crime. Not just on Sonic93, but also on Goth Nebula and other people. You're not the only one. BagODouche is part of it too. So, this is what I want to read right here. We're going to start with Object Man 5000 before we get to that Death Wish thing. Object Man says to Goth Nebula on DeviantArt, the year is 2020, and you are still talking about Dumbsville as if he ruined your life. He didn't. Preferably, you need to grow up and see that the world is not going to be too kind to you. You should always listen to criticism, as a lot of it is there for you to improve. Criticism, constructive or not, is still criticism. Should be heard out if not listened to. Yeah, Dumbsville may have been harsh, but people in their criticisms can be as harsh as they want. Excuse you? So, what if someone is so harsh to Dumbsville and actually hurts him? Would you care? I would care. Someone actually threatened him, and I actually mentioned that person in the video. Well, I don't think I mentioned him by name, but it was on, I think, Tumblr. And they were actually trying to attack the person with that page. I will put it in the link, I guess. No, actually, I'm going to save it to the next video. It doesn't matter if it made you sad or not. Excuse you! So you're dictating Goth Nebula's feelings, huh? It doesn't matter if it made you sad or not? Criticism does not care about your feelings. That's not true. Then why are people giving constructive criticism to actually try to help someone? You're basically saying that Dumbsville doesn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn. But contrary to him saying that he wants to help Goth Nebula improve, you're confirming he didn't want her to improve, that he didn't give a fuck, which is actually true. But yeah, did you tell Dumbsville that? It doesn't matter if it made you sad or not. Criticism does not care about your feelings, be it constructive or destructive. He had very real facts to a lot of his points that were backed up with evidence and screenshots. And just because he called you out for making what is, at least in his opinion, bad content, you said facts and then now you're saying opinions. Which one isn't? Doesn't make him autistic. I thought he was autistic. I would say it doesn't define his autism, but she never even said that. She's autistic. What are you on, man? Doesn't make him autistic. Or meanie. He's worse than a meanie. Or meanie head for doing so. I understand that you may feel sad or hurt. You said it didn't fucking matter. I understand that you may feel sad or hurt, especially after what you've been through. You didn't want to understand. But you have to understand that criticism is essential, and you need to learn how to distinguish what is true criticism and what a troll's trying to have. Your grammar is laughable. You are pathetic. And what are trolls trying to have? You mean to say, this is how you mean to word it, right? I understand that you might have felt sad or hurt, especially after what you've been through. You're acknowledging at what she went through after saying it doesn't matter. And then you go, but you have to understand. You have to understand that criticism is essential. She's not looking for that type of criticism. You have to understand that criticism is not just one thing, Object Man. But you're an inanimate object idiot, are you not? Because you called yourself that. You're basically a House of Tomorrow robot, Terminator, trying to ruin someone. And then you say it like this, but you have to understand that criticism is essential, and you need to learn how to distinguish what is true criticism and what are trolls trying to have a feast. No, this is how you word it. But you have to understand that criticism is essential. And you need to learn how to distinguish what is true criticism and what isn't, especially if trolls are trying to have a feast with you. But the thing is, your sentence right here is completely pointless because she's used to people throwing fake criticism like Dumbsville is and what you're doing. So what does this have to do with anything when she already distinguishes? I know you are ultimately the writer and the ultimate life form. Does call the shots, but you must listen. You must be one of us. You shut the fuck up, Object Man. But you must listen to others, or else your misguided outlook will badly affect the product you're making. Are you John Connor? Are you Kyle Reese from the future? Who are you? In conclusion, please grow up a bit and see that the world is not going to bow at your feet because you want them to stop being mean. Do you feel good, Object Man? You feel good gaslighting her. Because that conclusion right there, that describes you and Dumbsville. You wanted her to bow to you. Dumbsville wanted her to bow to him. You are stupid. If you even see this video and you come at me, you are going to be left running from your own crimes. Oh, never mind. You already are. Because let's scroll down. Someone named Evil Tech says, did she make multiple journals mention Dumbs, or that's just a one? And I think they were just trying to understand what was going on. I don't know. But Goth herself says, for God's sake, it's been 3 years since that incident. I don't need to be reminded again. Furthermore, Dumbsville nearly caused me my anxiety attack when that happened. Oh my god, hold on. All right, from what I see, that's not a rant. That's called making fun of me. She's right about that. You need to see the difference between a person improving hard or they just like doing what they like to do. And right now, I have changed and I'm not the same person in 2017. So stop saying you're right. Calling out on a person can have consequences on a person's sensitivity, mental issues, and sanity. Calling out on someone who is a fan brat is not okay because not every fan brat is a bad person. They are misguided or they don't understand anything unique. Let me tell you something. 3 years ago, a very young girl online who was autistic like me, she was bullied by a very heartless and autism hater, which sent that person suicidal. Do you know what really happened to her? She committed suicide and the hater celebrated her death. Everyone reported that hater and the person was banned, probably in jail. I would have ended up like her, but I did it because I'm strong and capable of staying sane. My point is, don't criticize people who have changed. And what you said to me was very disrespectful. No offense, but never ever bring up about Dumbsville's rant of me. Dumbsville is never careful with his actions. Doing rants may seem popular to him, but doing it in a very harsh way can send victims off edge. And that's what he did. Then this motherfucker, ColinTheDegenerate, what? ColinTheDegenerate? I remember, wait a fucking second. That's a different account from this one? What? What, dude, why? Yeah, you are either Object Man or another asshole, or you're both in cahoots. ColinTheDegenerate says, the thing is, you really haven't changed. You're still whining about what Dumbsville did. He gave you criticism so you could improve. He wasn't making fun of you or trying to attack you. You came up conclusion on your own. Oh my god. Who the fuck are you, the ghost of Christmas clout? Goth says, when was the last time I whined? You sound like we are still in 2017. It's you that needs to grow up and improve your attitude. And I know that Dumbsville made fun of me. His rants are like bullies. Stay out of my life. Then you end up calling yourself here ColinTheDegenerate. You promoted yourself from a regular class. What, cleric? You talking Fire Emblem now? I don't know. Honestly, you blocking me and forcing you? Where's me? Forcing me. Is that when you meant to put? Your grammar. You and Dumbsville like to talk about grammar, right? Or whatever? Honestly, you blocking me and forcing me to make another account to respond shows how immature you are. I'm going to point out some things about this. All I said was that Dumbsville did a critique on you years ago, and you're still salty about it, which is evident in your post. Also, how are his videos like bullies? They're more like mentors. What? Now you're personifying his videos? Also, how are they like mentors? I think this is one I read in my other video. How are they like mentors? They're like mentors, telling you how to improve your work. I've already grown up, and I'm younger than you. So you should too. And before you give the I have autism excuse, I've seen people in Dumbsville's comment section say they have it too and are nothing like this. Goth, I even know 2 people with autism, and I realize the struggles they go through. Also, Dumbsville is making a 3rd video on you. So, get ready for that, I guess. You brave, dumbass, lying prick, psycho. You and Dumbsville. Goth Nebula says, stay out of my life. You're just as worse as those heartless people who don't want people like me to improve. I suggest you stop being so disrespectful. The reason I'm blocking you is because you don't want to be reasoned or listen to people like me who suffer from past experiences of anxiety. So here we are. You were blocked by her, probably multiple times, and you kept harassing her in the open. You and this idiot right here, if you're not one and the same. How do you plead? Since you like to talk about redemption a lot, Now, this right here is another conversation between me and GothNebula. And I think I'm going to have to read this in a different video. I'm going to come back and read this because people love to ignore evidence. But come on, man, not now. I'm going to go back to some things. This stuff I'm going to include in my next video. But when it comes down to this right here that I really don't like. This is Darkness Soul 71. This is someone telling Goth Nebula to go off a cliff and die. Darkness Soul 71 says, "This motherfucking spoiled slutty bitch is a fake. Oh god, she is so stupid and her stories are complicated." Complicated? Why'd you put, oh my god. Garbage. Complicate garbage, a load of chicken shit. So fucking boring, and her fan character is a hoe. Her art stinks and fuck this bitch, man. Why do you fucking care? Guys, this whore is the worst fucking writer in the history of. If she is truly that, why do you fucking care? Go fuck yourself, you goth slut. You're pathetic and a waste of time. Do you not read this shit? Hey, Darkness Soul, wherever the fuck you are, you ever think about what you put right here? Or do you just take a shit like the usual clout pigeon and just fly away and never to look back at your own, masterpiece of bullshit? No one fucking cares. You're nothing. Yes, they do. She's got plenty of friends. You think her own family doesn't care? People said that about Sonic93. They try to degrade her. Using your mental health as an excuse. You're just a stupid little girl that can't think of anything better to do. Get a life, you lazy slut. How is she a slut? Do you know her life? Do you and Dumbsville and Object Man and ColinTheDegenerate even know her fucking life? And then you go, fuck you. What does this say about you? You idiot. Oh, come on, really? I get used to the left tap. Oh, no. Hold on. This Street Fighter wannabe with the one-line paragraph epicness right here. I'm going to do it. I mean, she never knew you. She never fought you. So, way to go. Your stories are trash and flat. There is no character development whatsoever. And I just discovered you from Dumbsville. You just discovered her from Dumbsville. You listened to Dumbsville. So how was it? Did you like what you see from Dumbsville? Also, quit writing stories that are so cliche. It's so cringe as fuck. Oh, also quit writing stories that are so cliche. So, Alley-oop, you like telling someone, oh no, Allie, you in Dumbsville. I dare you to tell me. Stop writing stories. Munchkin adversary, don't write anything. Don't draw, because you suck. Would you feel happy if I listened to you? Would you honestly feel happy if I listened to you? Would you have been happy if Dumbsville actually came to me and said, I command you to stop talking, period. Just stop talking. Ha 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 ha. So I say, Dumbsville the Almighty, I have spoken. Would you be happy if Goth Nebula listened to everything you said, Allie? You and the other stupid, pathetic losers who love to feed on praise and make fun of them and have no regard for human life. I don't think so. So let's see you. Let's see you try it on me. You will be making fun of yourselves and you'll be running from your own crimes. You committed a hate crime, all of you. I'm going to read this in the next one. Same for the others. So this is my message to Goth Nebula. If you ever feel that you cannot get what you've been trying to speak of, you have me and Root wherever you are. You have Root as well. I know Root and I haven't spoken in how long. Especially with what happened behind the scenes with Moonness and this hate. But you too have been a great influence on people, including me. Please remember that. and you both have friends who still care about you. As for anyone else, anybody pulls this shit on you, any of this, you have a right to call them out, but do not wish harm on them, please. Be reasonable, be fair. If you find that your feelings are taken over, you can talk to folks like me. Don't give in. That's what they want. They are afraid of themselves, and they are afraid of the truth. They're cowards, especially Dumbsville. See you in the next video. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Actually forgot something. This right here. I'm going to end it after reading what's your name again? Freedom Fighter 123? Okay. This is going to be the last thing I'm reading in this video. So, Freedom Fighter was somebody who was literally trying to egg on Goth Nebula. And Dumbsville was critiquing this person in the last part that I did. Freedom says, oh, Nebula, this by Big Writing World. Is that your new name now? Oh, God. Chapter 1. Wait a minute. Games. Sonic the Hedgehog rated. T. English, Humor, and Tragedy. OC words. 1,000 plus words. Faves 2. 1 follows. This is back in March 6, 2017. Updated in April 7, 2017. What was so important for you to update this bullshit, man? You go, yo guys, it's me, Freedom Fighters 123, and today I have a few things to say about Nebula the Hedgehog. Like what? So I hope you guys enjoy and tell me what you guys think about this disc down in the review section. Oh my god, what? Hey Nebula, did you think I would forget? You sound like one of those manga and anime generic wannabe rival characters that tries to get the main character's attention. Like, oh, hey Nebula, I have to fight you. We're born to fight each other. I don't even know who the fuck you are. You don't even know who the fuck I am. Oh my god, why would she? So let's do it. Hey Nebula, did you think I would forget? Let's start a battle between me and you. So I want to start off by saying you're the most overrated fanfiction writer I ever see. Okay, how's she overrated? I thought she was shitty. You get so many reviews from people, but they're all just fluff. You think you're a great writer, but sorry to break the news, but there are better writers than you. What's but don't forget, there are many writers like you all over the world. I mean, yeah, I'm a writer too. What's it to you? You don't even know I exist, Freedom. Anywho, look at that, a prime example. I do many things you don't do, such as collaboration and new ideas. I can do anything better than you. Anything you can do, I can do better. Shut up. The closest thing I saw to a different idea in your stories was the Hedgehog Heroes, but even that was decent. You write about only 2 things. Sonic in your OC. Your Sonic is so boring that I can think of other. You can think. Like I said before. Of others that have more style and flow than you. Then you have your OC. What I say is garbage. I'm the one saying it, Goth. So please believe me when I say it. Which I say is garbage because she is such a pacifist, but yet she dates Shadow. How is that bad? How is that fucking bad? A pacifist dating someone who is grim and a badass. What's wrong with that? That's happened before in different ways. Well, with me, I have a stellar OC. We Star Boys didn't ask for another head, so you didn't have to. She doesn't give a fuck. It's not your OC, it's her OC, her fan character. You Star Boys didn't ask for another headshot. Wow. And guess what? I didn't need 3 accounts to get noticed. I mean, as I said before, people have different reasons of having different accounts. What's it to you? Nebula, I saw your art. If you want to get technical. I saw your art and I thought it was meh, but there are better. But then I saw your logo and I thought, damn, why is she copying SPD64 here? How was she copying that person? Also, let me teach you a word. Collaboration. Why do you care? You had the guys to reject my 2. What? What are you talking about? I meant to ask that before. You had the guys to reject my 2 requests, so maybe that is why I haven't heard of you making an appearance in another story. This is not the beginning of a star, but the end of one. Oh my god. You dumb idiots waste so much damn time trying to impress someone that you're trying to hurt that you don't use that energy to actually save lives. You're pathetic. Chapter 2, the second or how okay, first of all, how are these even chapters? What? So, I see everyone is enjoying this. Everyone? Who the fuck is everyone? I do indeed feel this is interesting. I have half the people saying that I suck. You mean you probably have the majority. Right now, you can add me to the list, because you do fucking suck, at least right here. I have half the people saying that I suck, while the half agree. However, one common thing comes to mind. Why did you feel like it was necessary to write this story about it? Because it's none of your fucking business? People now are making me feel like a bad guy. For giving criticism to the Purple Hat, you are a bad guy. You chose to go after her, and that's not criticism. It's like with Dumbsville. You are both literally wasting your damn time trying to hurt someone. And you did. They say I'm immature. You fucking were, and you probably are still to this day. I wouldn't know, but right here you are. But in reality, what's your damn reality? I'm trying to get the message out of your ass. I am, for the most part, a nice, no, you're not, nice guy, really? But when people who are famous say no to request. What? That is a little douchey, if ask me. You said if ask me. You really can't criticize yourself. So why do people like CEO the Kitten say he disagrees with me? Because he does, and you're full of shit. Or at least you were. I also feel like I need to address this. Your story time. I checked your stories, and I saw the last time you made a new... Aren't you a creep? You made a news story was back in January. Here I give you the keys. You gave her the keys to the DeLorean. Wait. You're making a Star Wars reference? You're a Dumbsville simp. You're either a Dumbsville simp or you're Dumbsville. Because you're making a Star Wars reference. Of all things right here to get all fancy. Here, I give you the keys to the DeLorean so you can travel back in time and tell yourself to make more news stories. Who the fuck are you? Emperor Palpatine? You may as well be. Now, people are also asking me who I am. Oh, you know what's funny? I just said that, and then I just read this. Perfect timing, yeah? I do respond with the Star Boy, who was trying to get fame, so I work with others. I have a whole list of names. I just feel this is a competition between who is better. What? So you are really trying to be her rival, you poor idiot. But I feel like Nebula just tapped out. Even if I look like a bad guy, it just shows you that I don't back down. Spider Fighters, 1, 2, 3. You are the hero! They asked for... No, they don't, and I can't sing, but whatever. You just need your own anime thing to shut the fuck up. Oh, no. No! I didn't realize how long this was. Oh my god. Nebula Disc by Big Writing World. Even bigger than I thought. Chapter 3, the final regime. Oh guys, this is it. This is the final chapter. But the bashing, you admit to bashing her, wow. But the bash will be later. You guys are in for a real surprise, so I will be ready for what you guys say in the comments. Let's get started. Jojo, why Jojo? You watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Did you even read a manga? JoJo was sitting in his room just for working on his disc when all of a sudden he heard a knock on his door. "'Tis the visitor rapping at my chamber door." JoJo opened his door to see Zakayla the hedgehog and not a raven. Why would it be a raven? Did I miss something? "Hi, Zay. How are you?" "I am well, JoJo. Do you mind if I come in?" "Why, yes, you can. Also, do you want a Sprite?" Oh my fucking god, a Sprite of all things. "No, thanks." "Alright. So why did you want to see me, Zay?" "Well, buddy, remember you told me that you would do favors for friends?" "Uh-huh. Do you want me to fight a boss for you something?" "No. I just want you to stop bashing on Neb." Are you fucking kidding me? Are you trying to roast somebody that actually defended Goth Nebula? Is that why you're doing this? As your copium man? Zay, I have been this a lot. What? Oh my god. Zay, I have been this way a lot too, but I just gotta do it. You know, I gotta do the thing. "Jojo, you are a star boy, for crying out loud. You are way better than this." "But Zay, she rejected me. What the fuck? She rejected me twice? Wait a second. How many of you hate Sims love Goth Nebula so much, especially you, Encyclopedia Dramatica? Let's go back. I said this is one of the reasons why she's up here, didn't I? You're that disgusting, whoever did this. And I'm just, oh my god. I don't feel good. All right, here we go. What did I just read? You, what? No. Ew. But Zay, she rejected me twice. You literally said that about Goth Nebula. Or a fan OC. Yeah, JoJo, but she has her own style. You do too. It is just working with others rather than being a one-man, or in this case, women team. But JoJo, when I was writing My Son Amy and I was getting hate, where were you? So, basically, you meant she rejected your constructive criticism, but you're still being creepy. You literally are. I was right by your side, Zay. Exactly. So please don't be like the haters and go apologize to her. After you are finished, we can also go on an adventure. Cool. You meant to put a question mark, right? Like, cool? You're like, cool? I would go apologize. See you in a bit, said Jojo. So Jojo, with this quick teleportation, that makes you a Gary Stew because you can instantly just teleport and go see Goth Nebula in Station Square. He saw her and she saw him. He saw her and she saw him. And immediately they glared at each other. Now went up to Nebula. Okay, how? Never mind. Hi, Nebula. Jojo said nervously. Hi, Jojo. I just wanted to tell you something. I have something to say too. You go first. Well, Jojo, you have the guts to, are you fucking, what is this? You're gross. I'm gonna come back and read this. You made a fanfic of Goth Nebula in your own, you idiots are creepy. I'm gonna come back. I don't feel good. What the hell? So, until next time, Musket Adversary out.